Okay. And today, the warm welcome to Arthur. And Arthur is a very good friend of mine. I'd been following him. He came up with this challenge to do one meetup every month. And that's how I knew. And also, I'm very active on LinkedIn, and that's another reason I found him. And Arthur is a great friend. I'd been trying to attend most of his meetups every month. And here, this time, he offered to come and speak in our Scrum Masters of the Universe, which is amazing. Thank you, Arthur, for doing this. And I would, give the floor to you, and I'd have everyone else listen. And please look out for the links that I'm going to share in the chat. And if you have any questions, please do reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anu. Thanks a lot for everyone else also working with you in the Scrum Masters of the Universe. I think it's one of the biggest meetups out there. You're always putting content, and I think that's very helpful for the whole community. I really appreciate that. For beginners, for the experienced, I really like that, and thanks for having me. Now is the moment that I'm gonna probably ask the most asked question in the last years. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Good. Let's see how we go there. Oh, sweet. Awesome. My name is Arthur. You can call me Arthur, Arthur, Arturito. Whatever you say, I'm gonna look if it sounds something like that. I come from Brazil and I live in Belgium for the last 8 years and a half. And I have a wonderful daughter of 1 year and 2 months. She's proving me every single day that it's actually possible to be proud of such a young human being. I don't know how I never thought it was possible. I thought it would be like, 3 years old, 5 years old, or getting a diploma on doing whatever she loves to do. No, she's being able to feed herself with a spoon. I'm already like, I need to record that. I love music. I wish I could learn 20 different instruments before I die. That's part of my goal. Learn 15 different languages. Let's say 10 that I speak fluently and 5 that I can kind of survive, and travel every single country in the world. I started cleaning printer machines. They said it was a Java development job. It was not. But I did it correctly, and I went and I got myself dirty of toner. Then I got promoted to help desk, where people would call me and my mother all different names. Sir, but did you check if the machine is plugged in the electricity? That's an absurd. It's already the 3rd time this happens this week. Oh, okay. No, it was not plugged. No problem, sir. I'm here to help you. Anytime, just call us. And then I started working as a Java developer, which is my diploma and my background, my passion. Soon enough, I became project manager, and I discovered right after that Agile stuff. Then I became Scrum Master of my own team, and another one, and another one. And I'm like, how can I help more just instead of one team, the whole organization? And that's what I'm doing in the last years. But before, why would I even create a session where I'm sharing my failures in front of 78 people? Wait, my pressure went down here a little bit. Why would I do that? The first reason, there are 3 main reasons. The first one is, I believe we can learn more from each other's mistakes than the successes. It's nice to learn from the successes, but feels like sometimes we are not really saving that in our database. It's like, yeah, it's cool. Or it doesn't really fit in our situation. It's like, oh, that's good, but it's a completely different company. Maybe it doesn't work here. And I think we learn a lot when you see like, ouch, I really don't want to go there. Or, ow, I don't want to, that's a pitfall I really want to avoid. The second reason is you are not alone. And I want to put it out there. We are all going through tough moments. We are doing and making many mistakes. And sometimes we feel like we are the only ones. I'm not cut out for that. I'm the only one doing this. And when you hear others doing that, it's like, okay, I actually had the same situation last week. Oh my God, I want to talk to that person. So I think we could share more of our blunders and mistakes. And the third one is we are going to see mistakes, hopefully, with a better glasses, right? We are adjusting the glasses. When we see mistakes, we are seeing stepping stones that are helping us to move forward. Those are the 3 main reasons. And I had my share in the last 10 years. Oh boy. I worked in different industries, so I had the pleasure to go, and I'm always chasing. What is it like a brewery? How does it like? The product is beer. All right, let's go. All right, the product is just like taking care of finance and taking care of. All right, let's go. Printing business. I started on pharmaceutical. I started all in IT, of course. That's Agile, IT. That's yeah. But in the last 5 years, I had the honor to be working everywhere else but not IT. And that really helped me to visualize how can I help the company instead of just one or two teams. Because there is a request, there is a problem to be solved, there is a need, and there is this delivery. And there is so much in between this accordion of communication and wireless telephone and waste and things that could be better. So that's what I'm trying to do in the last 10 years. And I had my share of mistakes in these last 10 years. I'm going to share them all with you here. No, because this is 50 minutes call. If it would be a 3 weeks call, maybe I could put them all there. We stay directly. I order beer to your places and we don't have any breaks. And then I maybe can share all of them. But I chose 6 because they are different scenarios, different situations. Are you ready to go? The first one, just to warm up. The first oops, culture shock. I just moved to Belgium. I was hired by a consulting company that was sending me to other clients as a Scrum Master. But internally, we had a very good culture of sharing knowledge and meetups and events to strengthen our own standards. And in one of these events, I was facilitating a session that it was all about energizers, check-ins, and icebreakers. I was really into it. That I facilitated an exercise that was beautiful. You can see their real faces here, right? You can see their faces. Some people are even emotional, some tears. It's real faces. They were actually, it was really good. It was very well done. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. And to conclude the exercise, now you are seeing from my perspective, right? And I am the participant. So I'm redoing the scene that happened back then. They did exercise, pulling, boom, okay? And I said, all right, everybody, now to thank your partner for this journey, you can hug each other. All of them at the same time did this. And one person even said, Arthur, we don't do hugs here. Turn around, every now and then I feel a little bit lonely and you're never coming round. Turn around, every now, what the heck have I done here? I think this thing is going down. I'm playing just for you to know which song was playing in my mind back then. I totally missed the notes, but it's okay. But every time this happens in my life, there is one song, it's like a soundtrack, a movie, and I wanted to feel the same. But now, before telling you what happened and how I dealt with this situation, I need your help. I invite you to put in the chat, what could I have done to make the situation less crazy or to reduce the impact or to be more prepared or to deal from that? I need you to advise young Arthur. So anything, I would love to hear from you, but we are now 90 people in the call. I wouldn't be able to listen to everybody. So I invite you to type in the chat, what are the things that I could have done to avoid the situation or to deal with it on the spot? Showing the move, like showing the move to hug, you mean? Like show how to maybe hug? Ask them how they want to thank each other, clearly, right? Ask ChatGPT about local cultures. That hopefully is accurate and it's not gonna put me in trouble. Making a joke around it. Yeah, crack a joke. Running the idea with a friend who knows the culture. Say, hey, what do you think about this conclusion? Fist bumps, play guitar. I didn't have my guitar back then. That's beautiful. I'm gonna need you to do that just 5 more times, right? But that is how we build on the wisdom of the crowd. Thank you so much for that. You already put some of the things that I've done that was really cracking a joke. At the moment I was. First the word stopped, turn around, every now and then I feel, and then I'm like, okay, to just go on and react. I'm like, oh everybody, I'm so sorry. I'm from Brazil. You know, we just hug there all the time. I'm so sorry. You can high five, you can fist bump, you can salute from far, any way that you'd like to say thank you to your peer if you feel like. Everybody laughed, we cracked the joke, and it was a safe place because it was really my colleagues from the same company. But it was a moment that could have been avoided. And as I said, this is the number one, it's just to warm up. It's what we're doing here, right? You're like, all right, Arthur, that was quite simple. But here, right afterwards, I have note to self that I'm gonna keep in my mind from that I kept.
I'm here. I am supposed to be in a Zoom meeting training thingy, but I managed to change it to a different.
Hey Tracy,
speaker.
you on in camera? I mean, your camera is not on, but we can hear, no problem. It's okay. I did that multiple times. Don't worry about that. Don't worry, we're good. So note to self, something that I kept in mind since that moment. You already mentioned some of those. Know your audience. It can change completely the outcome. So you can simply ask, who is joining? What are they from? What are big no-goes? What are things that they tried that didn't work? What they feel comfortable with? It's very important to know your audience. Make it as an invitation. The way I said, I used the verb can, but it sounded like an order. Now you can hug your partner. And that's why everybody was like, what the heck, man? You can definitely do differently. And that's what I'm trying since then. That is like, I invite you to say thank you to your partner in the way you prefer. If you are in a talk, if you are in a retrospective, I invite you to stand up. It's okay if you don't want. The more you make people comfortable to feel like I can opt out, the better. Make it as an invitation. Call the elephant in the room. Somebody said, right, talk about it. And there is this big elephant here. And imagine the situation. If I wouldn't talk about it, it would be like this. Hey, Arthur, we don't really hug here. And then I'm like, okay, so the next exercise, it's about that to be awkward, no? You are increasing the awkwardness, and these things will happen, and you gotta call the elephant in the room. So I'm sorry that I just asked you to hug. And improv, that's another one that I can recommend. I started doing that maybe 17 years ago. I don't do frequently, but improv comes from theater, and it's about improvisation. You create a whole scene based on just a few elements. You have no script, but you know how to deal with completely random elements. And two rules of improv is yes and. So whatever happens is yes and, let's go do that. And the other one is whatever comes is a gift. So that helps actually in life to deal with the situations that were like, it was not part of the plan. That's a weird place to be. All right. You see how this session is going to go? Is a ride that you'd like to take with me? I share a tough moment that they're going to be naughtier as we go. Then I need your help, and we keep on going. All right, number 2. Who the heck is this guy? Who is this baby face? The time that I still used to wear very fancy shoes and clothes, trying to look fancier. It was my first mission here in Belgium, right? My first client. I was sent as a Scrum Master to implement Scrum, because back then, that's pretty much what I do. I'm Scrum Master, so I master Scrum, and I got to implement Scrum. All right, let's do that. The team was around 10 people or so, and I was working closely with one guy that was the team lead, and this guy would become the Scrum Master once I leave. So we were having a lot of one-on-ones, and he was giving me all the access to the tools and explaining the situation, and I wasn't really having interaction with the other people. I just said hi for them, okay, hi. And I felt that there was some weird energy towards me. I didn't know exactly what it was, but I asked this guy, I said, do they know what I'm here for? And he said, yeah, of course. I'm like, okay. And the second day went by, the energy continued. And the third day went by, and the energy just got worse. And I'm like, that's okay. No, that's not okay. That's not okay. I need to ask them. So I asked people separately during lunchtime, coffee, and why do you think I'm here for? I got 4 different answers, and none of them were related to Scrum Master or Agile or anything. I think we're here as a new tester. I think we're here to help with analysis. I think we're here to co-lead the team with that guy. And the 4th one is the best. I think we're here as a spy from the customer to see if we are doing well our job. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping on my God, I'm gonna come back to Brazil. Right. Some people are like, oh, continue playing. I love the song. Some others like, please stop. My ears are bleeding. Now I need your help again. Other than hugs, some people are already sending me virtual hugs in the chat. Thanks for that. That was really what I needed back then, and I still accept that. What could Arthur have done to avoid that situation or to deal with that situation back then? What would advise young Arthur to deal with that? By the way, it's nice that you have it there, because then you don't have only my input on how to deal with this situation that worked for me, but you can go in the chat and get even more. That's the wisdom of the crowd. All right, here the ChatGPT again. ChatGPT is going to come back probably every time. I can feel that coming. Let people know why you're there, right? And build the trust. Ask the leadership to introduce you, even by email. Maybe a bit more formal, right? With some words, meet and greet, feedback, tell the team. I mean, that's quite direct one, right? What I've done was, thank you so much for that. That's really appreciated, all the inputs in the chat. As soon as I felt that, I'm like, okay, no, the spy was too much, come on. And after the song stopped playing in my mind, I asked for them 5 minutes of after their daily stand-up on the next day. And there I told them, I said, I'm so sorry that you probably think like I'm an analyst or somebody from the customer side. And it's okay that you think that, because I didn't present myself properly. And I'm here for that. So then I explained why I was there for. It was a way better introduction. That then I felt like I'm back in the game, you know? People are like, okay. And then I managed to connect. Since then, I have these notes to self. No assumptions. Assumptions is the mother of all ups. Who knows which movie is this from? Assumptions are always wrong. Assumptions, forecasts, and estimations. 3 things that are always wrong. Make sure that you prove them right or wrong. And I had the assumption based on the guy's assumption that the other's assumption knew me. So it was a, wow, cascading assumption. And that quote is from Under Siege 2. It's a movie that was released last year. It's probably 3 decades ago. Always present yourself, no matter what. So no assumption, and present yourself. Let them know who you are and why you're there. And tell also what you are not going to do. It's something I did was like, I'm not going to be testing. Maybe in the future somehow, but that's not my scope. I'm not going to be analyzing. I'm not going to be, managing the backlog with you and prioritizing and telling you what to do. It's also important to say what not. And it's also important to have this 30 seconds intro. That's kind of bonus. And I have this for myself. It's kind of a no-brainer, because sometimes you are walking with the boss and the boss is showing you the company. And all of a sudden you just bump into the team and you have like 30 seconds to present yourself. And then you're like, I'm a Brazil Scrum Master, flight, arrived here, yo, I don't know what to say. So then I'm doing that for a few years, and it's something like I did at the beginning, but shorter. So, hi, my name is Arthur Margonari. You can call me Arthur, Arturito. It's all good. I have a beautiful daughter, 1 year and 2 months. I love music. I love traveling. I love learning new languages. And I'm here as a Scrum Master to help you with your own process and to remove waste and improve the communication, improve prioritization, whatever. We can do that to bring more agility and to be better in what we do. So based on your context, your goals and challenges, we are gonna see together what can be done. Something like that. Normally I do better, but it's under 30 seconds. And I start first with how or who I am. Instead of, hi, my name is Arthur Margonari, I'm Scrum Master, I have 3 certifications, and I'm doing that for 10 years. And we lose the chance of connecting as human beings, right? Some people might say, oh, I also love music. I also do like to learn some language, so it helps to introduce and connect. Let's go. The oops number 3, facilitation, you said? In the same team, I connected, I'm back in the game, right? We're now connected. But I felt like the backlog was not properly shared with the team. The team lead with the project and product manager, they were sitting alone separately in a room and delegating the tasks, the bugs, and the chunks of work to each person and saying how long they would take. You might feel that it's crazy, but this happens more often than you think. They were really like, okay, this bug should be John, and I think John would be like 2 hours to fix that. Yeah, 2 hours. And that's when I'm like, hey, maybe we can try different things here. So I showed them what is the impact of that, of course, and I proposed to facilitate a workshop where they would visualize all the chunks of work on the wall, and the team would be able to see that and try to understand, bring their pieces of the puzzle, and do a little bit of t-shirt sizing. Yes, we can have a whole session about metrics and estimation. But back then it was something that quite worked. It was just making sure that they visualize what is an iceberg, what is a rock, and what is a pebble. What is just a little, right? Just to start talking. Want to see the picture of that? Real picture. That's how the board looked like. Imagine 10 people sitting in a semicircle trying to read that. Arthur, my laptop is small, the screen is small, you are sharing, I cannot really see. No problem, I do a Zoom for you. You still can read. Maybe you can read the SML. But it was that bad. Post-its all the same, and anyway. The session was supposed to be 1 hour, and it went on for 3 hours without break. Yeah. People start leaving at some point, you know, just naturally human beings and biology, and they start leaving. And I said sorry maybe 18 times. Everyone that was leaving, and okay, everybody, so let's close for now. Everybody exhausted. They probably wanted to kill me. I wanted to kill myself back then. I'm like, oh my God, what have I done here? And I was telling them sorry again and again. I'm like, so sorry, everybody, sorry, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. You are feeling annoyed even now, no? Imagine during that session. And as soon as everybody left, I stayed in that room for maybe 1 minute in the same position. And the only thing that played in my mind was, I'm just a dust in the wind, and they are probably gonna fire me out. Just blow me away from here. Now I need your help. What could I have done to prevent that? What could I have done to make this situation better? I would love to see your comments there in the chat. Let's see what young Arthur, I'm still young, Stouty. What could I have done differently there? Plan your facilitation. Yeah, like what I'm gonna do exactly. What is the goal, the outcome? Time box, Sharpies instead of ballpoint pen that you can't read the room. And I think it was quite readable. Their faces were really exhausted. Set expectations, put breaks. People cannot go on for more than 1 hour, 1 hour and a half without breaks, just biological. Buy a camera with better Zoom. It was in person. Actually, 3 people were remote. So imagine 4 people remote. It was even worse for them. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh my God, I love that. Thank you so much for all the inputs.
Arthur, yes, there was a question. Would you like to take it now?
Yes.
So Pradeepa asks, how do you do it with virtual teams? How to do it with virtual teams?
I'm gonna mention it right now. It's kind of coming. And let me know, Pradeep, if I answer your question. Thanks, and you can always ask questions. Time management, that's the first one. Ask permission to extend, even if it's just 5 minutes, but 5 minutes for someone can be very important. To go there and pick up and get a train, or go to the next call, or pick up the kids at school. So ask for permission. If not possible, extend the continuation of that. Ask for formal feedback, because I didn't have it. I had this feeling that was crushing, but afterwards the team lead came to me and said, man, it was actually, with all the things that went wrong, it was pretty good, because it was the first time I saw the team together in a room talking about those things, and I heard things that they never mentioned before. And if I heard that, I'm sure that everybody else also got that. So I think there is a lot of good on that. But I could have asked for more feedback, formal, and understand what was in their minds. No need to say sorry 18 times. And it's about them. It's about how they're feeling. It's about the goals that they need to achieve to get better at the work. It's not about me making a good workshop and making sure that I'm not fired. If they are reaching their goals, they are feeling like humans because they can have a breaks and talking about what matters. They succeed, then I succeed. Facilitation is an art. And that's what I learned back then. Don't underestimate the power of it. And really, I started training myself. I went from Brussels to Boston to be trained by Lisa Atkins about facilitation. It was a whole day retreat, 5 days retreat, and half of it was just about facilitation. And I did many other trainings about facilitation as well, and I fell in love with it. Golden rules of stickies. You already mentioned some of those. Ballpoint, use Sharpies. Handwriting, no. Handwritten, no. Typewriting, capital letters, the way you can see here. Some people have doctor handwriting. And to understand, you gotta pick up the Post-it and go to the pharmacy and come back to translate. Of course, if it's remote, and that's what Pradeep said, remotely it's easier to read, right? But you still can play with different sizes and different color code. You still can play with it. Miro, for me, is the best one. They keep evolving the tool again and again and keeps coming better. They listen to the community, and I facilitated 3 days, 5 days, 1 day workshops just remotely via Miro. And that can be a whole new session, but it's also possible to make people feel as present as they were in the same room. All right, but if I didn't answer 100% your question, please, let's see right after during the Q&A, or we're gonna have a coffee together. Is it okay? Because there is more crazy moments to share. Is it okay, Pradeep?
Yes.
It's Pradeepa. Thank you so much, Pradeepa. All right, the number 4. Shall we fire him? Second mission, still quite inexperienced. Scrum Master, team around 10 as well. One person was showing again and again, what I'm gonna say here is very serious, but I'm gonna come back to that. A lot of toxic behaviors. What do I mean by toxic behaviors? Interrupting people all the time. When people wanted to speak, this person was talking to someone, would put the hand on the face, like, no, I'm not talking to you right now, I'm talking to you. And this, and not letting others speak. And in front of everybody, one thing would be said, in the back, in one-on-ones, another bad things would be said. So there was, every meeting was hindered. Every meeting was tough. You could see the black clouds. Because that was always like, okay, that person is gonna explode, or that person is gonna take over. And I wasn't a strong enough Scrum Master or facilitator back then, because I tried many things. I spent more one-on-ones and time with this person, officially and over beers, than anyone else. We tried like some more serious notes. We tried to introduce some feedback sessions and how to deal. We started with working agreements, but that would always get better and go down again. And go down again. Until the moment that the team lead and the product owner, who was coming from the business and was sponsoring the whole thing, they called me in a room and said, Arthur, shall we fire him? It's your choice. So that picture I found on the internet, but it's pretty much my hand there. I said, what did you say? They said, shall we fire him? If you say yes, yes. If you say no, help, I need somebody, help, not just anybody, help, you know I need someone, help, somebody help me here, and I need your help for that. Please help me. What could I do? What would you advise that young Arthur back then? Fire him. All right, we got a straightforward one. Boom, push the button. Right? That is what I'm looking for. Advices in general. There's no right or wrong answers. Decline the power to make the decision. It's like bring it back to them somehow, right? Not fair for them to give you the decision. Yeah, you both together. Bring it to the team. So ask the team about that. All right. No space for continuous toxic behavior. So kind of push the button. Training for psychological safety. Thank you so much. Speak to their manager. Yeah. So we got, I love that. Oh my God, I love this. Thank you so much. Normally I conclude the conversation, but there is not a big deal. What I've done back then, after I asked for help, at that moment that I had to decide, I felt like the knowledge that the person has would be bigger gap than the toxic behaviors. I said, yeah, but then if that person leaves, the person knows a lot, and if that person leaves, it's going to be a hole in the team. You're not going to be able to progress, and I'm not sure if it makes sense. And by the way, I'm making somebody lose their job, and it's going to be on me. So I was like, no, I don't think it's right. Turned out that still in the next months, this continued, and we delivered. The product was actually well delivered. It was one success there, because it was delivered incrementally. People could try it already, each feature. So it went quite well. It became a success case there. But I got to know later that people started quitting one by one. And this person got what? A leadership position in that team. So looking back there, I have some notes to self. First one, I will keep on doing that. It's what I was doing with him all the time. I was separating the person from the behavior. I don't think that this person was being a jackass, just waking up in the morning and say, I'm gonna mess up Artur's life. I'm gonna make all the meetings hell. No. I really think those behaviors were being triggered by whatever else was being there. Maybe Agile was pushed onto them. Maybe it was not clear the why. Maybe felt the loss of power. I don't know. But separate the behavior from the person so you can tackle the behavior. And that's what I was trying the whole time. That's what I'm gonna keep on trying. Somebody mentioned that already. Bring it to the team. Most of the times, that's the best thing to do. Just bring, let's say 100% of the time, just it's the team's choice. What is not acceptable for them? And that leads me to the next one, how to tighten the working agreement. What is really a yellow card and what is a red card? You know, football, one yellow card, one strike. A second one, my friend, is directly red one and you're out. So maybe creating that a little bit tight, and I think that was really missed. And understanding that sometimes the red card is there. It has to happen. And looking back, I feel bad because trying to save one person and kind of the product, I didn't take care of the rest of the team that was suffering from that. And one thing that I can really say is find a mentor. It's probably one of the best advice I could ever have. Because all the time I was talking to my mentor, Olivier Catois, if you are there watching this, my friend, shout out, love you. It was a good friend, coach, and mentor for me that I could exchange these things. Of course, he was not there in the meeting on the moment that I pushed the button or not, but helping me throughout the whole journey. And that's really a note to yourself. Ready for the number 5? Some people are still like, the team should take the decision. Sometimes leaving it only to the team is also risky. Yeah, the culture should be well structured so people can really take this decision. For me, the team should be able to hire people and fire themselves. But okay, we are talking about maybe a whole Agile HR talk here. But let's move to the next one. That's the number 5, crossfire. And yes, I found a picture of Neil. I found an AI that would swap my face with him. That's how much I love you all. I put my face there because I was in this situation. 2 team members, let's say that they didn't love each other that much. They hated each other. They couldn't stand each other's guts. And again, they were having many troubles and like fighting here and there and finger pointing and blame game. And I was trying to help them. I was afraid of conflict. I was afraid of this, and I was trying to listen to them individually. And I was just doing some coaching training. So I wanted to put my coaching into practice. So I was listening to them in one-on-one sessions. And I was listening to them and okay, that's good, okay, that's what I was trying to understand, until a point that in one retro, they started pointing to each other again. It escalated quite quickly. And all of a sudden, one of them said, yes, but I'm having sessions with Artur and he acknowledged what I'm saying and he agrees with me. And I also asked him to do things and he didn't do, so it's not on me. And the other one, yeah, I'm also talking to him and he also acknowledged. And then I'm in the middle trying to stop the bullets and I couldn't stop the bullets. They started hitting me badly and the song started playing in my mind. Sometimes I feel, this note is always hard. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like My only friend is the post-its that I have, and the Sharpies as well. I think I'm in trouble, I'm going to hell. All right, help me out. Yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite songs ever. What could Arthur have done differently in this whole situation? I don't know if I should feel happy or sad because of the song. I watched Red Hot Chili Peppers 5 times already. I kind of like them. But come back to the topic. How could I avoid or deal with this situation back then? Ask them separately if they're open to talking to each other, and then setting up a meeting with both of them, right? Instead of trying to listen to each other. Transparency is your friend instead of one-on-one listening to things. Maintain neutrality, right? Had a session as a team to sort it out, how this is impacting the team. Call out a time, reaffirm your role. Perfect. Thank you so much for that. What I did right away, as soon as the song stopped playing, I said, look, I did a mistake. It was a mistake to be listening to one and to the other separately, because then I set expectations on both of sides. You expect me to do something, or even worse, I gave you the feeling that I'm acknowledging or agreeing with you, which was not the intent at all. So I'm so sorry for that. That wasn't the best approach. I tried to solve the conflict, and I would never do that again in this situation. Now, one thing that we really need to do is to understand how this is impacting each other. And we gotta have hard conversations, but also how this is impacting the team, because you both are having this. And it's not just, I don't care about myself, I care about you both and how this is impacting the team. And that was my intent from the beginning. So from now on, I think and then I continue with like, we gotta have these hard conversations, and we sat together, and that went much better. I asked help for my mentor, you know, any technique that could go on. And so we had these hard conversations where they put all the cards on the table, and that really helped. And also the team, how they perceive that. So I brought it to the team, and I made sure that this is not my problem. I'm not there to stop bullets. Every time we do that as a Scrum Master, as an Agile coach, guess what? You can't stop the bullets. You're just gonna be in the middle and not help and adding to the confusion. So one thing that I really got is, again, admit the mistake. I think that's very noble, and that helps to calm things down. Mediating is different than being a man in the middle. It's trying to stop bullets, right? Somebody also said, try to mediate and facilitate that. I really felt that I did something that I hate, that is encouraging gossip, because they were talking about the other in a closed room with me, saying bad things. And you can clearly see, let's be clear, we can clearly separate what is constructive and solution driven and what is just like, you know, finger pointing. And it was clear that it was the second option. And I was encouraging, because if they were saying that, they were feeling like they can keep on doing that. And that is not a behavior that I want to see with the teams that I'm working with. I don't think it's helpful at all. Be loyal to the ones that are not present, then the ones present will be loyal to you. I think that is a way to put it. I'm out. You're talking about someone else that is not here, I'm out. Or let's change the language. And then I started, introducing and practicing more these feedback and hard conversation techniques, because very often we try to introduce it when the building is burning. And sometimes it's kind of too late, or the damage is already done. You can put the fire out, but things will be burned. So I think it's introducing constantly and progressively. I think when something happens, then we have the tools for dealing with that. And we exercise the muscle of having hard conversations and feedback. Are you ready for the last one? You are wasting my time. Give me a sip of water, because my dear, that's the last one. Big transformation. 3,000 people involved, IT and business. I was doing a fairly good job in some of the tribes, some of the squads, like they were using tribes and squads, right? Until the management, they said, Arthur, we see you're doing a pretty good job there. Can you talk to that team? Because they're going through some turbulences, it's from another tribe, and could you talk to them? I'm gonna set up a meeting. I'm like, of course. Okay, so they called me and a colleague to go there. And I enter the meeting, right? The time has passed, time of the meeting, I enter the meeting, and the product owner, the scrum master, and the boss from business, high up in the hierarchy, they were sitting and they didn't even smirk. They just said, hi. Me and my friend already looking at each other, sharing this, like, this plane is going down. This is crazy. Clouds and like, ugh, you could cut through the tension. And we're like, hi, hey, my name is, and then I did my introduction. He introduced himself. And they started asking questions. How can this work there in our team? Because our team is different. We have different ways of building it, different customer, different products. And all the other 7 coaches that were fired in the last year didn't manage to do it properly. Say again, 7 coaches? No pressure. No pressure. Okay, just 7 coaches. Okay. And I was listening, I was trying to understand until things started heating up a little bit, because I felt we were not giving the answers they were looking for. And this big boss was like, yeah, but I really want to know. Like, I just want to know how this is going to work there. Just tell me something that I can be able to put in my team and make things work there. And me and my friends start doing what? Beautiful, brilliant idea. We open a slide with the operating model to show how this should be done. Yeah, smart, no? Not at all. This guy flipped out. The moment he saw that picture, he started shouting at us. He was like, it's the 10th time I see this picture just today. I'm done with this. Agile is ridiculous. It's pushed down our throats and we gotta swallow it. We gotta do this thing. This doesn't work. All the other 7 coaches doing exactly the same as you, wasting our time. You just keep on theory. You keep showing this BS that doesn't work here. I'm done with it. And that's just ridiculous. And how dare you come here wasting our time? Listen to your heart when it's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing you can do. Now I want, for the last time in the session, what could I have done differently to avoid or to continue the situation? It's hilarious. That's good. No, we should laugh. We should laugh. Understand what their need is. Yes, understand what their need is. Beautiful. I love you all there in the chat. 71 people, beautiful. Ask why those previous coaches failed. I had no idea. I kind of have just a small idea, but have to run for a sprint planning session. Thank you. Okay, that's a goodbye. Bye, Kristen. Thank you for joining. Empathy goes a long way. Show actual value, please, right? Just a theory. Freaking slide again. Start with their need. What were you hoping you would accomplish? Nature their emotions, label them. 5 whys problem. Yeah. What did they learn from the past failures? What needs to happen? That is not happening. That's a powerful coaching question. Try to help them in their requirements rather than just providing details. Beautiful, beautiful. Many other things there. Yeah. So the song started playing, but it didn't take just 10 seconds. This guy went for minutes shouting like that. If I would be wearing diapers, probably I would just, me and my friend was like kind of shaking because it's the first time that happened in my career. Somebody shouting like that at me. And inside I was like, do, and outside I'm just listening to him. So I let him go on for 5 minutes straight. When he finished, I gave a few seconds. I look at him and say like, can I say something now? Yeah, go on. Look, I understand that you're upset. That is for sure. I would be upset as well. Maybe Agile is not clear the reasons. It's just pushed down your throat. Maybe it's not fitting exactly. Maybe, I don't know the other coaches, but maybe it's just theory. And we did a mistake by showing that. I definitely think that was Not really a good approach. Showing again this slide that probably you are sick of. And I know that Agile is a buzzword that's probably making people allergic. It's being said again and again, it's on the news, it's pushed here, it's changing the ways of working, so I understand that. But one of the things that he said during his shouting was, if we can, we just implement the sessions, you know, these meetings here, and we keep doing waterfall, but at least management will be happy. It's one of the things he shouted. So I told him, first I acknowledge, understand that was not the best, but one thing I can tell you, I'm really not here to check boxes for you or anybody else. That is a waste of your time and my time, and I don't want to do that. I can't go to bed, put my head in the pillow, knowing that I'm getting paid to check boxes. Yes, we are doing stand-up. Yes, we are doing, that's not me. I don't feel this is honorable, and that's not me. I'm here to understand your issues. I am here to try to understand what is your context, challenges, and goals. And from there, we start taking things from a bit of this theory, but things that would really actually help you. Quick wins, structural changes, but would actually make your delivery better, the quality, customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction. And that's what I'm looking for. And that's what I'm doing with the others. I'm done long ago with just theory. So it was a mistake putting there. Now, if we go on together, and it's not about checking boxes, we gotta promise one thing, that we are not gonna have this type of communication again. Not with me, not with your peers, at all. So that's my cards on the table. What do you think about that? Do you think it makes sense to go on? I understood that as soon as I said, I'm not here to check boxes, his face was like this constantly, right? It was like, I want to kill every single Agile coach I see in front of me, right? I could see through, like, you know, a balloon. And as soon as I said, I'm not here to check boxes, he literally did a, all right. And I felt that really came from my heart. And that's what I believe. And that helped him to understand, like, all right, I don't know about the other coaches. I literally don't know. But that's what I believe. And that's what I said. And I think that helped. We went for it. And he said, like, all right, I know that I went a bit off here. I'm sorry for that. He had really this dignity to say that. I think it's different. We are giving a different message. And I like the way you are putting the cards on the table. And I think we can go forward. And I promise this type of communication won't happen again. So I could have done different things. I could have set up in different ways, but we went on for months, and it was one of the best experiences I had because I was working with two to three teams there. And at the end of my time, they created the folder that is like, you know, the signatures, goodbye, thank you, thanks for the music, or thanks for bringing agility, you know, these goodbye messages. And it was a big folder. There was even a voucher for Amazon that was actually quite good. They put some money there. I don't know. I could buy some stuff. But what I remember the most was the cover. In the cover, they did themselves drawings because I was really into vocabulary and visual management. I was doing that all the time. And they did that on the cover. And I keep this picture with me. Every time I see this, I don't know, I get emotional. They did this. And you see that it's my name, and I stopped drinking at that time. So they put like beer and mineral, some of the drawings that I used to do. And that's what gets me every time. So, because that is a icebreaker I used with them. As soon as I met the team, I said, hey, my name is number 8. I'm here to help you. So that helped to break the ice, right? Hey, I'm not very, so my nickname became number 8. But when I left, they created this and they said, don't be the number 8 man, be the number 1. And I take that for me to the rest of my life. Now, notes to self to close the session. Acknowledge the feelings. I really feel like it helps to calm down. Admit the mistakes. Once again, no need to say sorry 18 times, but just acknowledge, man, it was a bad move to show the slides. Be aware that people have allergy to Agile and theory. Not everybody loves this thing, man. It's not everybody that is like, yeah, let's go, Agile. No, people are allergic to it. They wake up in the middle of the night like, Agile. Are you okay, honey? Yes, I was just thinking about Agile again. Or it's like throwing a cat in a bathtub. Can you hear the bells in the background? Yeah? Yeah, that's so nice. So I'm gonna cut the background noise. Boom. Now, do you hear the bells? All right, that's much better. So departure from this place that people, not everybody's in love with Agile. And listen to your heart. That's what I did. The answer is not about Agile, but really what I was feeling. I'm not there to check boxes. And I think that changed completely the conversation. And have heart talks. It was probably one of the first times I had such a heart talk, heart to heart and conversation, like, boom, I'm being very honest and candid here, all right? Well, the 6 oops of today. Closing, I think the bell is just telling Arthur, you have 5 minutes left, let's go. The culture shock, who is this guy? Facilitation, you said. Shall we fire him? Crossfire, and you are wasting my time. What I can say is, I love quotes, and I'm gonna dump a few on the screen while you read quotes, because I love these acronyms and quotes. I take a sip of water, and yes, I quoted Lisa quoting somebody else's quote because I love her. She's an idol, and I love her as a person and professional. Now, I have one more reminder for you. I love comedy. I watch videos, series, stand-up. I even tried stand-up 3 times myself. And I don't know if you see, I like a bit of humor. But I saw this quote that I liked a lot and really spoke to me. Comedy is tragedy plus time. And as a Scrum Master, as an Agile coach, regardless of your job, you will go through rough situations. That is a fact. And after a few days, you were maybe a few months, right? All right, maybe a few years. We're going to be able to laugh about that. And even if it's not laughing, we're going to be able to talk about it without going crazy. Or we're going to be able to think about it without having a sweat drop. And I really think that we all have a book that we are writing. It's a book called Life. And the only thing we're sure is the pages will keep on passing. And hopefully, we're going to be able to look back at those pages, to all the lessons learned we had, all the mistakes, and understand that they were actually stepping stones for us to make sure that we are here where we are today and setting us for the success for the future. And when we look at those pages back there, every time we look at them, we feel freaking proud of how far we come. Can you hear me?
Yes, but you're breaking up a bit.
No, it's the noise cancellation that filters out the music. You gotta
Right.
remove-
So
Thank you, Mauro.
Stop the world, stop turning. Now the bells of the church is going down exactly for me to kill in and say, now, every time you look back at those pages, we are really gonna feel proud of how far we came. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of once really do come true.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Arthur. Thank you, Arthur. And I say this on behalf of everybody. Thank you so much. This was brilliant, amazing. And I know you have a couple more minutes left, but I just wanted to take the time and I appreciate you coming in here. And the people here in the US, especially the lunch break, I think you're all going to go back to work with so much of music, so much of information and knowledge that you've gained. Arthur, we truly do appreciate you from the Scrum Masters of the Universe. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to stay back for a little while, if you have any questions to answer, then I will leave it up. Just have you here for another 10 more minutes. Otherwise, it's going to be a wrap.
Thank you so much for everybody who joined. Thanks for having me, Scrum Masters of the Universe. I'm sure you stay in here for a few more minutes. If you have any question, that's a pleasure. For those who are ending the day, good evening. For those in the middle, good afternoon. For those who are just starting, have an amazing day and see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.